Chat, it is time. It is time. Jilly. I just got to tell the chat that we get to talk. Okay. We get to talk to the man himself who wrote the pitch notes.
Yes, actually.
Chat, welcome in, Jilly.
Hello.
EA dev on the gameplay side.
That's all right.
Tell us a little bit about how long you've been at EA and kind of what you work on inside of the game.
Of course. It's been a little bit of a long journey for me. I joined EA in 2008.
Wow.
And I worked for 15 years on FIFA back then and FC on more of the audio-visual side of the game. And it was great. And then I left for a couple of years,
Okay.
and I'm back since last year, 2025. I joined right at the start of FC 27 as a principal designer on the gameplay team. So overseeing the design of all features in the game that we are showing to everybody today.
Awesome. First, I just wanted to kind of look through some of the table of contents that we've got going on inside of the new pitch notes that dropped today. And maybe just ask a couple questions specifically about some of the main topics and maybe some clarifying and further questions.
Yeah.
So AI defending. This year in 26, controlling your center defensive mid and just like parking the bus was like a big thing, especially with dribbling being made a lot better. So is this change here kind of counter that a little bit based on how people were playing the game?
100% it is. It's yet another of many features that we're bringing that come directly from feedback from the community and from our observation of how the game is being played and how we want defending to feel more rewarding, but also to require more manual skill. We've heard very clearly that community isn't happy with how much the AI can do for you. And the tricky part is trying to break that down into what changes do we actually make so that your teammates, while not doing all of the job for you, still play like real footballers. So there's a fine line between, quote unquote, nerfing them, but while still preserving, football. So, for example, one of the changes that we saw that made sense to do was removing their ability to auto tackle. And what that means is that they'll get out of their way to stick a leg out and win the ball for you. So in FC 27, AI defenders will no longer do that. That doesn't mean that, if you're a careless dribbler, if you make mistakes on the dribbling side and dribble straight into them, they'll still trap the ball if the ball is there to be controlled. But it's very different than getting out of their way and sticking a leg out. That they won't do anymore. And we expect users to switch and then manually perform those actions. And another area that was very clear that that would be a positive change to make was with the interception range of AI defenders. So in a short passing game or an incisive passing game, the AI could still be very effective at stopping passes without the defending user really having to do much. So we've reduced the range in which they can intercept, and we made sure that when you're manually defending, that range is more effective. So what we expect, again, is that users will switch, will try to close down those lanes themselves, and not rely so much on the AI to do it for them.
Sure. Do you have any like specific percentage numbers or like a quantitative way of saying like this is how much the AI defending was nerfed or the interceptions or any of those specific stats?
Yeah, it's tricky to give you any number that wouldn't just sound generic or because the balance goes much further than that. But I could say it's not like your range of tackling has increased by 100%.
Sure.
It's still within. You have to still do a great job positioning yourself. It's marginally better than last year. If I had to put a number on it, it would be the 10 to 20%. But really, I wouldn't be doing justice to the work that the team has made if I were to give you a definitive number, because it is it's a tricky balance of a number of things.
Sure. So let's talk about the attacking side of things. To kind of yin and yang this, if you will. It's the new curved runs and the pass and follow runs. After playing the game for like even just an hour, I noticed that those were like really a game changer in how you attack, because now some of those runs that you're making are diagonal. They're not just always a straight line. And so defending that's going to be a lot harder and a lot different. But it just allows you to attack in a way that you really weren't able to before. And I do think there might be parts of it that are really overpowered. Like I sent my Trent Alexander-Arnold right back all the way up on a curved run through the whole entire pitch and hit him with a through ball. And it seemed a little overpowered, but also at the same time, I left a hole. And if I would have, lost possession, then I could have been countered easily. So take me through a little bit of why those new runs were added and the process of why that happened. Yeah.
Of course. That's actually a great question because it was a big part of our work to make sure we built in natural trade-offs in every new mechanic. And these are a good example of that, I think, because, first, there's an element of the new runs that are contextual. So you don't have to sand someone. That's what we're calling it, attacking spatial awareness. So we've made many improvements in how the players read the space that's available and make runs just on their own naturally. And we can talk more about that. But because you asked about, triggering and how that mechanic, if abused, could become overpowered, I think everyone is going to learn how to defend against these runs. But one thing that is a trade-off that I think is very clear is that these new types of curb runs, they take longer to get to where you want to go.
Definitely.
So this gives the defender the opportunity to press the player with the ball. So there's a decision to be made at that point. Do I follow the run or do I press the ball? And the attacker who's triggered that run has to keep that ball for longer because the window of time for the pass to be made is longer now. So we feel that trade-off and giving the defender a decision to make is all part of what will make the game interesting, the cat and mouse game of triggering those runs interesting. And of course, as with everything, this is something that I'm probably going to repeat a number of times. This is something we'll be monitoring. We have the great opportunity to have you guys here testing the game with us and giving us that feedback. And we're not nearly done, and it doesn't end when the game launches either, right? So this balance is very important that we get right and that we continue to monitor and to evolve.
Yeah. Speaking of balance, a lot of people at the start of FC26 really loved the game right away.
Right.
And then the first patch came out, and then that really made it frustrating for a lot of people because they noticed a decrease in the quality of the game. Is that something, the first patch every year is always a big topic. Is that something that, like, this year you guys are looking at differently because of community feedback? Or what is that first patch? What is the purpose of that?
Right.
And can it not be released like this year? Could it be saved,
Yeah. That's another great question, and I love the opportunity to address that. I think, as with everything, the journey to support FC as a live service is one that we're in together with the community. We are evolving, we're learning, we are evolving our process internally, to become, a team that can support that much better. So, and that's something we're definitely doubling down on this year. So the sheer resources that we're putting against listening to the community and processing that feedback. So something that might not be obvious to people out there is just how tricky it is, not just to listen, but to determine how we're going to act on the things that they say. Right. So that is one of the hardest parts of the job. Is the analogy I like to use is that the community are the patients, and they're telling us where it hurts. And we really, we listen to that very carefully. But our job is to be the doctors and to find what we do to address that. And the tricky part is that whatever we prescribe has to work for everybody. It's like one prescription for everyone.
Sure.
So that's what makes it so tricky. But let me answer specifically what you asked about the first patch or first few patches. A lot of times, we have a small window of time to react to something that has happened in the beginning of the cycle. And I think so many things are happening. People are learning the game. Everyone's changing. Everything is changing. So us as players are changing because we're in that learning curve. And what I think the approach we want to take this year is to stick more to the design decisions that we're confident that are the right ones that we've made in crafting the game for launch.
Yeah.
For example, we've decided that defending it has to be more manual. Stick to that, you know, and let people learn and adapt.
Yeah.
And you know, and monitor very closely. And perhaps there's, you know, there are things that are more urgent that we need to address, but all of this 100% based on feedback from the community.
Yeah.
And for that to happen, the game needs to settle a little bit.
Okay.
So that's the approach that we've learned that we need to take this time.
Sounds good. I appreciate you answering that. Mods, we can go emote like only off. We can go, let it fly. Let it fly. We'll get into some of the chat questions here at some point in the stream as well. Just a couple more things that I wanted to point out from this in particular. I think that just switched over to the gameplay side. Yeah. Playstyles were a big talking point in FC26 as well. Yeah. And I know there was a large list here of playstyles that were reduced, a gap between the playstyle and playstyle plus. Some of them were increased, like intercept increased the reach and improved chances of retaining possession. One of the biggest playstyles of FC27 or 6 for sure was Bruiser.
Yes.
And that wasn't necessarily in that list there.
Yeah.
Is Bruiser at a spot where you guys feel like it's good for where it needs to be balanced in the game, even though a lot of people still think it feels overpowered?
Yeah. I'm so happy you asked this question because I've worked personally on a lot of the improvements to Bruiser, or should I say Bruiser? I'll get to that.
Okay.
But the improvements to the mechanic of shoulder challenges, physical challenges, and how the Bruiser playstyle enhances that.
Yeah.
Because that's the first thing that I'd like to clarify, is that a lot of the issue or imbalance that you might perceive when using these mechanics isn't really the playstyle. It's just that the playstyle icon shows up on the top of your head because the playstyle is enhancing it.
Yeah.
But what we really, and that's why the playstyle isn't listed in the game in the deep dive, because the effect of the playstyle hasn't been touched, but everything else about the mechanic of shoulder challenges has been improved.
Okay.
For example, after we did a lot of work in 26 to try to rebalance this space based on community feedback. And in the Wolves game update, we had a big change where some of that overpowered behavior of the playstyle was reduced, but not all. And we knew we couldn't do everything that we wanted. And that's what we have done for 27. For example, the ability to spam the shoulder challenge button. We've addressed that. And in FC 27, as you spam that button, your player will, if they're close enough to the dribbler, but not quite close to actually perform the challenge, they'll do like an effort, like a reach animation, and that will slow them down.
Okay.
So for someone who is spamming that button, it will actually, make it less likely that they'll catch up, and less likely that they'll end up getting a successful challenge. Yeah. Because they won't get closer. Right. They won't be in the right range. Okay. So this is, to me, was the big missing piece into rebalancing this mechanic that we have gotten to in FC27. And I'd love, for everyone that's here today, and of course everyone when they get the chance to play the game, to really experience it and feel it. So, and that has actually nothing to do with the playstyle itself. The playstyle is just a little bit of an improvement to how much the force that you can put into that challenge, how much you can displace the dribbler when you challenge them. Yeah. We have worked on that in an FC 26 patch, like we mentioned, and we didn't feel like we needed to touch that part of it in 27, but everything else about the mechanic has been improved.
Perfect. That was really good. Thank you for explaining that. That was really helpful. I think based on that, you mentioned the bruiser and shoulder-to-shoulder challenges. One of the new dribbling features in FC27 gameplay is the off-balance dribbling. And I've noticed already, like, I was playing with Vinny Jr., like, that's pretty good. Yeah. Like, you have to have a player with 85 agility, balance, and dribbling, but you keep the ball in those situations. And even that's going to take me a bit to get used to, because when previous titles where I'd lose the ball and my player would get knocked off balance, I would kind of already start to defend, and my mind would switch to defending. But some of those players are going to keep the ball now with those new animations and that ability.
Yes. Yeah. And what I think is key about that is that the control of dribbling is still in the dribbler's hand, even though their player is stumbling. that's what's different.
Right.
Because we did have stumbles before, but at that point you lost control.
Yeah.
And if the player is, one of the top dribblers in the world, we wanted to represent the fact that they can keep their balance. They can continue to take dribble touches. It's still up to you to control it, and to drive it away from the defender that's harassing you. But we felt that with the improvements to manual defending, with honestly, one thing that I think is might be go unnoticed until people actually play the game is just how more reliable, how safer it is to stand tackle now because of that increased range, and because it's not as punishing as it used to be if you get a stand tackle wrong. We really want people to feel safer in using the stand tackle. And those are the stand tackle. If you do it correctly, you steal that ball, you get that ball. So that should be one way that you can counter a fast dribbler who can withstand a lot of your more physical challenges. So a combination of all of that. Also, when you send someone stumbling, perhaps it increases the chances that a teammate can now get to that ball. So all of those, that let's say fine 1v1 or sometimes 2v1 game of dribbling versus tackling. We felt that giving this additional power to the dribbler was actually enhancing that battle and giving the defender more things to think about. And as long as the manual defender has a little bit more power, we felt that was the right balance.
And then the defender can still counter that with the right tackle in the right moment.
Exactly.
Will that stat limit ever change? Like, will it always be 85?
Right.
Or will it maybe go up as we go later throughout the year? Do you know anything about that?
Yeah. As with everything else, something we're going to monitor. Again, like so much changes as the game evolves, and with that is squads and the makeup of the players that people are using. So I don't think any measure or number is fixed forever in our world. It is something that we monitor. It's something that we look at, and if we're finding imbalances or there's nothing stopping us from doing something about it.
Cool. I know the chat is really going to like this question. I want to ask about retro FIFAs and the rise in popularity of the return of those nostalgic games. What is your thought process on that? Do you love seeing the community get involved in that? Like, is it okay the way that those games are being played from your angle? What's your thoughts on that?
I'm nostalgic about old FIFA games. I think everyone has a favorite, and every game had something different and cool. And I think what that's telling us is just that the community wants variety. They want, there's something comforting about going back to a place where you enjoyed the game, and really, us as developers, the message we're taking from this is that people yearn for a gameplay experience that is consistent, that is reliable. But what we do have that I think gets lost in that in that remembering is how much our technology has evolved in terms of responsiveness, in terms of fluidity in the game. So I think I'm very curious to see how this is going to evolve over time and how people are going to, come back from the experience of looking at those games again. And but for us, really, I think it's cool. I'm just like everyone else in the community. And what I hope will happen is that we're also going to realize some things that we might not, see so much in the new games that have evolved so much over that time, like responsiveness, like fluidity, like the sheer number of options that you have to play. That perhaps there was one way to play in that game that I loved back then that I can't quite do to the same level anymore, and and maybe that's something that we can recapture at some point in the game. But I think it's cool.
I definitely think it is too. It takes you back to a time and place. And that's fun. Well, we have a couple more minutes, guys, but why don't we do a quick couple of questions from the chat. There's been a lot of questions about, especially with the new gen consoles, like 120 FPS. Is that something that could be in the works for the future? I think a lot of people were reading today's pitch notes and seeing nothing in there about that.
Right.
So they were curious about that.
Right.
Is that possible?
Yeah. That is honestly a difficult question for me to answer as a gameplay designer. And the pitch notes today is about gameplay.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't cover something like this anyway. Honestly, can't tell you. I think, as with everything, it's something that we listen to the community about, and we look at, our peers, other games in the industry about. So, but really, completely out of my, I'm really about how the game plays in gameplay, and that's what we're focusing on today.
Maybe one more that I will just ask about, because maybe you are not involved in these conversations either, is like servers. Are you involved in any of the connection conversation?
Right.
There's a new server just added in Turkey, I think. I saw a lot of people really excited about that. Is there talks of adding any more, or any other gameplay responsiveness tweaks this year that maybe talked about in there?
Right. Gameplay responsiveness is a big priority for us. Our team isn't actually involved in the infrastructure behind our connectivity, right? But we are very much involved in just making sure your inputs are respected and the game can respond to them. And this year, we've taken another big leap in the fluidity and the responsiveness and the ability for players to turn and go where you tell them to go. It's very technical. It's very low level work that we've done, but it shows in the game, and just how much more quickly you can turn and just the game responds to your input. So that's the part that is under our control. Is there's an input and there's a reaction in the game. And I think, can't deny that we've made many improvements over the last couple of years in that area. And this year we are definitely doing much more to that fluidity of the game. And really, that's what we control.
I think the turn and go, that new feature, that is huge.
Yes.
I don't know if
perfect example.
But when you pass the ball to your striker, you try to turn and go, you don't lose the speed this year that you used to. So if you have a fast player like an Mbappe, they can still get in behind the defense, not get caught up to by a defender. So
exactly.
Thank you very much. I know we're out of time right now, but I appreciate your time and appreciate all your hard work on this game and sharing that with us.
Oh, and I appreciate just, having the space to talk to the community, to talk to, your viewers, and just, to demystify a little bit of what, how gameplay works. And I hope everyone enjoys the pitch notes today and all the hype behind the game that I'm sure is going to follow, and then get their hands on it and play, and then let us know what they think.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Julie. I appreciate it. Yeah. Have a good one. Thank you. There we are. There we are, lads. I tried to get those questions in there. I know we only have a limited amount of time. I tried to get as many as I could, man. But, I mean, you can just... That's the thing. I know some people will hate on it, but that's the thing that I can just tell being here is that guys like Gilly, they love the game, man. They love the game, and they are working as hard as they can to update it in ways that we want to see. Yeah, I don't know. L chatters. Does this mean that we get the old League SBC format back? We haven't talked about Ultimate Team at all, bro. This was gameplay only. Literal intern interview. Did you not hear how long he said he's been working here? 08, with a little bit of a break. What's up, bestie? He's genuinely a great guy. He is, man. Chat, what else from this gameplay deep dive did you find interesting? I mentioned right there at the end the turn. I keep changing this and it goes to that screen. Where is it at? The turn and run. Improve creative runs manually over at lapping. I think it's maybe hidden in here a little bit, but that is actually a really big change. When you pass the ball to one of your attackers and they just turn and go. It is not like it used to be where it was like slow. Hold on, let me mute that. Yeah, this is different too. This is, Chad, the offside awareness as well, man. Like after playing this game it was just 45 minutes to an hour. The offside awareness, you're used to your player not stopping so you don't pass the ball. But like in these situations where you think you're going to be offside, you need to play the ball and keep playing because your player will hold their run and they will be onside. Like, it's crazy. Manual attacking buff is huge. Manual attacking buff, yep. And then the defensive nerf, like, they kind of go hand in hand. Wasteful, you're going to love these runs, man. Chat, by the way, to get one of these curved runs, it says in here, you tap L1, R1. It's just like right now when you press L1, right, to send somebody on a straight run, or R1 to call somebody close. You're just doing the same thing, except you're pressing both, and they'll make that curved run. Like Gilly said, it does take a little bit of extra time, but you get rewarded for that extra time. Like, look at that attacker running into space because the guy pulled his defender up. He did an R1, L1, turned, waited for that run to happen, and then he had the space there. You guys know that I'm no pro, but just playing this game for the short amount of time that I've had the ability to, and hopefully be able to play more today, that's one of the things that I've noticed a lot. So bridging the player lock skill gap, it kind of is. I mean, right now, player lock was the only way to get a run like that. You had to manually do it yourself, right? But this is kind of just allowing you to do it with a trigger press. So I think that's a dub, if you're asking me. They make good gameplay every year. Yeah, that's why I wanted to ask about the first patch, man. I know that was a huge thing at the start of FC26. I feel like we got an okay answer on that. Hopefully they just feel like what they release right away is great enough that people are enjoying it, that they don't have to change anything. But we'll see. Who have you interviewed? I just got in. So that was Gilly, the man who literally wrote these pitch notes. Gilly. That was the first time I've ever chatted with him. He was awesome. Principal gameplay designer. That sounds high up. So I've chatted with him. I chatted with TheFutAccountant yesterday and another Ultimate Team producer whose name was Aslan. That will be, we'll talk at that and look at that next week. Yeah. And then hopefully some more interviews today as well. Liga MX news. Well, you already know, Eddie. Liga MX is in the game. It was on the cover. Ask about Pina. Was she just an anomaly or something intended? I don't think Pina was intended. I think Pina was a byproduct of they made dribbling way better in FC26 compared to what it was, and then that's just what became the meta in the game, you know? I want official news. Wait, isn't Eddie, go on like any Liga MX website. Doesn't it say EAFC at the bottom? Like people are it's on there? Like clubs are advertising it? It's green timing back. Not that I saw. There was nothing in these pitch notes that said green timing, man. So is that a fake leak? Chat, also no new playstyles? Like there was something leaked that new playstyles were going to be coming as well, and I there's nothing in here that's surrounding that. So where do I put my 85 6s and 7s without exchanges when every SBC requires an 89 plus squad? If y'all want to see gameplay, just look in the background. Is that guy playing the game? Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Banned. Liga MX in the beta is the trailer. I think Liga MX would be in the beta. Did you say hi to Shay? I don't know who EA Shay is, man. I don't think anybody does. I would have liked to hear about the run types. I don't want lengthy spam again. The run types, I would just get involved with the pitch notes, because it kind of tells you, like, players automatically will make different, more contextually curved runs. That's just on their own. But then you can trigger the curved runs and the pass and follow runs as well. I think this clip here is showing one of those attacking runs that is made without pressing a button. Like, I'm pretty sure that is a run that is just made on his own. Like right here. Instead of like coming shorter, diving in, seeing the space, and then staying there. Yeah, I believe. He meant accelerate. Oh, running types. Right. I'm thinking the lengthy, the accelerate, or the accelerate types, controlled, explosive, and lengthy. I think those are staying. I haven't heard any changes about that, and I heard some people talking about it, but I don't think there's any changes. Lengthy defo needs to be nerfed to make pace relevant again. Well, that's both rapid and quick step I saw in the playstyle nerf / boost. Rapid playstyle was slightly reduced the speed boost to dribbling animations provided by the playstyle. And then quick step was reduce the speed boost applied during dribbling and accelerating. This gives more importance to the acceleration attribute. So I guess that's really just the balance between playstyles and the stats that we are commonly talking about. But yeah, maybe I'll have to try. You know what? I have another time to sit down with somebody from EA, so I'll ask about lengthy then. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. Yo, Salman, thank you, bro. Attackers can resist getting bodied by defenders. Does it depend on body types or all attackers? So sleep tight. That off-balance dribbling is for players that have 85 agility, balance, and in-game dribbling stat. But it's an animation type thing. So for those players, yes, they'll be able to withstand some defenders' shoulder charges. It probably depends on the situation, whether or not that defender has high strength, the angle of the tackle, and stuff like that. But also, like, Enforcer would still be able to, do that as well. What about Bruiser? I asked him about Bruiser. He said that Bruiser wasn't on the deep dive because Bruiser wasn't necessarily the problem that they needed to work on. It was just the animations of shoulder challenges in 1v1 and 2v1 situations overall. So that's why Bruiser wasn't addressed. Bruiser is what we see as like the problem, but Bruiser was not, after they patched it, in a bad spot, according to them. But it feels like Bruiser to us, you know what I'm saying? And I will say, I was playing against, you guys remember Matt Foot Trader? He's here. I was playing against him yesterday, and I was like kind of spamming Bruiser. And actually, I didn't realize it, but after he mentioned that if you spam Bruiser, then it'll slow your defender down with like the shirt pull and stuff like that, and like your player will kind of fall behind. I actually noticed that. I was doing Bruiser tackles yesterday, and it didn't feel like FC26 just chucked a player out of the way Bruiser tackle. They still worked, but it did not feel as OP. It didn't feel as OP, bro. Horrible guy. Don't trust him. Guy Cheese. What's up, man? What's up, Benny? Are headers better? Yo, corners are going to take some learning. Corners are a new skill gap. You can just punt the ball into the box and cross it in, and if you don't care, but yeah, it's going to take a bit of learning. Not sure if you saw the comment, 90 pace attackers should not be caught by 80 pace defenders. Well, I think that's the new turn thing that they added, the animation that they made work faster, or maybe even removed. I forget what they said about it, but being able to pass the ball to your striker, turn and go, and not be caught up to by a slower defender. Any update on running types? Nope. Everything has been about buffing attacking and nerfing defending. I'm expecting 20 goals per game next year. How is this good? Well, it's nerfing AI defending, buffing manual defending. Like he said, they're really trying to go away from the way the meta was this year, because it was annoying, right? Like, you just play against somebody and they'd be parked with their 2 CDMs or 2 center mids in the box and only controlling them, and that was just not fun. And you couldn't go around them unless you just dribbled around for ages and ages waiting for them to like step out, right? So that's why they're wanting to prioritize the manual defending side of things, kind of nerf the AI, but boost the manual to kind of make you need to manual defend. And then the attacking wise, you've got the new runs and stuff like that. It's going to be a big change as well. What about tactics and roles? There wasn't a whole lot of discussion about tactics and roles besides what I heard about roles, chat, is there's going to be a lot of role plus from the beginning. Like, a lot more than normal. So that was interesting to me. When you played, did you notice less goals per game? No, I played 2 games against Matt, and the first one I won 6-5 in extra time. In the second game, he won 4-3. And I'm going to play some more this afternoon, but no, I did not notice less goals at all. Team press still the best way to defend. That was part of the AI nerf. Team press has been nerfed as well. And you can tell that when you're holding R1, your teammate contain team press. It is not like running right up to whoever has the ball, and you can, back off, or you can no, they're leaving space for sure. Those are healthy score lines for a video game. Yeah, MD, it was good yesterday, man. I'm excited to play it a bit more. Is the build you're playing before or after the expected beta build? It's before for sure. ZM for sure. This is like probably one of the earlier builds, I would imagine. Man. Is the update nerfing behind the back tackles? I don't know if that was specifically mentioned, but every other sort of tackle AI-wise has been nerfed, and everything manual, not everything manual, but in the right position manual has been buffed. You notice how he said that making a tackle would not hurt you as much as it does in FC26. Like, remember when we had FutDaddy on stream? That was what he told me. Do not even touch the circle button, because it gives you that animation where your player lunges, and then they're just out of it. Then you can't recover. He made it sound like if you do make a tackle and you're manually controlling that player, they still might recover in time to be able to continue defending. And it may not be as big of a penalty because you are manually defending. That I find interesting. Yeah, hopefully spam tackles aren't a problem. Hopefully. We'll see. Ask them to invite FutDaddy. Yeah, he needs to be here, bro. Am I going to do a special video with Ozio? Is there anybody in the background? No, there's nobody here, chat. If there was people here, I would have him come in and come on the stream. No, Mdeli, he's not. Will we get a YouTube video with these topics from you? Yeah, Kuka, we'll have some other interviews that we'll be able to post, especially the Ultimate Team interview that we'll be able to post on YouTube, man. Should be pretty good. Should be good. This is still a very early stage of the game. Same stuff with official release compared to beta, so your gameplay should be taken with a grain of salt. Yeah, it should be. But you can already notice a difference. That's why I wanted to play against somebody as well. Like last year when I played against Zway, I knew that playing against somebody would be the closest thing that I would get to playing online. I know that I'm not playing on a server because I'm just playing kickoff, but I mean, that's what I wanted to do for sure. Because then you can just, you're not playing against the AI. You're playing against a player who is going to play like a lot of us are at the start of 27, you know? Anything about pro clubs? Yeah, a lot about pro clubs. Yeah. Do you prefer the large amount of goals compared to 3-1? I think there's going to be a variety of scores. I think there's going to be a variety. We're going to have to see, though. Yeah, Yucky, it's really cool, man. It was rainy yesterday, but it's been nice today. I played Ozio in Rivals. He beat you 10-2. If I played Ozio, I would get cooked. I would get so cooked. What's up, T-Bone? What's up, Delivery? Exchanges? I think they're coming, man. They have to. They have to be. I feel like they're going hard on pro clubs this year. Yeah, because it seems like the grounds is very pro clubs related, doesn't it? Did you see my 99 Dino? So pumped. I did not. What? Dude, I'm behind. I have so many packs that I haven't opened. I need to open packs, man. I got 88 threes and 84 by 10s and stuff like that. Yeah. Agent tweeted Bombazo for exchanges. That's crazy, man. That's crazy. Are you a fan of the tactics changes? Tactics changes? I don't feel like there was a whole lot. That wasn't like a featured talking point. Like last year, they were new roles and new stuff like that, but I don't know if there's anything new for that this year. In the trailer, they mentioned it? Oh, they did? Well, it wasn't a part of this pitch notes, I guess. That's all that I'm looking at today. Can you ask someone about 120 FPS on consoles? He couldn't answer. Right, because that's really not where he works, he said, yeah. Juan, it is, man. Chad, I think we're going to play some more pro clubs this year, man. I think we're going to dive into the grounds and get some pro clubs going, like, on occasion, just for some fun. What's the news about exchanges? I don't know much news about exchanges, except I think they're coming. But that's just what I think. I don't know. I don't know. How much of a change did you notice? The biggest changes that I noticed was the curved runs and the curved runs, and then I was gonna say the defending, like the defending being more manual. There was something else though that I made a TikTok today that's already up, and I need to post it on Instagram as well. Oh, the off-balance dribbling. The off-balance dribbling was pretty crazy too, man. Get Leese in here. The Coys boys, Hive man. Hello, Aubrey. Hi, Aubrey. That was for Wasteful. One of the leakers said someone told you they're coming back at some point. Yeah, I think they are. I would expect that for the end game. Tom ain't on stream, right? You want me to get him? Hey, Tom. Just for you, Jamoto. Just for you. Jamoto is in the chat asking, is Tom going to get on the stream?
Gang's here.
Did you just do an interview?
Hello, my friend. How we doing? Yeah.
How was it?
Interview, yeah. We recorded it for YouTube. But,
oh, yeah?
Good, to be fair. Like, it's good to... It's the first time I've been here, like, to truly understand what happens and why they do it. But, yeah, quite a lot of good changes, I think. Like, stuff that will definitely help. Like, people like Jamodo, do you know what I mean? Like, the creative... Like, a lot of the pro stuff is like creative runs and player lock-in. I don't think you need to rely on that as much anymore from what we played. Like the attacking AI is a lot smarter from what I played. So that's one of the big things we were talking about. Still trying to understand the corners a little bit. Have you tried it yet?
No, I mean, I was just trying to run onto the ball where it looked like it was going to be crossed to.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure that out. That feels like a learning curve.
Yeah, corners are a learning curve. Me and Ryan have been trying to learn and don't understand. Crosses as well. Seems like it's stuff there. But yeah, it's good to speak to him. Hopefully, we get to play the game more as well. Who did you speak to?
I spoke to Gilly.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've ever spoke to him. He was great.
Yeah.
No,
a lot of good feedback.
So you were the one that put me on to the curved run with the right back. Because you did that with Hakimi.
Yeah, the L1 right. Oh, yeah.
I was doing that with Trent, and it was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan's in here too.
Yeah, gang's here.
Spurs fans.
Yes. We're outnumbering you right now.
Yeah. I won the gameplay guys Spurs fan as well.
Oh, really?
Rory. Yeah, at the end, he goes, "Are you Spurs fan?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "So am I." I said, "Welcome, mate." Yeah, they're all the Spurs fans are here. But you talk about the L1R1 run. Like I think it's kind of being checked. Like I don't think it will stay that way, if that makes sense, because they can run from too deep, and obviously the line is 15 yards or 15 meters they stop. So yeah, they're changing that, I think. But yeah, the main thing we've discussed is gameplay. But what did you discuss a bit more, like Ultimate Team?
No, it was just gameplay stuff related. I asked him about FIFA 17 a little bit.
Oh yeah.
And he didn't know what the plan was going to be from EA side of things, but he was like totally with us, being like, takes me back to a place in time. It was super nostalgic, and he thought it was really cool. So yeah, that'll be interesting.
Hopefully they could do something like that where they can get us to play them older games.
What's your thoughts on the 17 stuff, like FIFA 17, FIFA, whatever they're?
It's crazy. Have you seen people are paying like $1,000 to get a copy of the game because it's only on PC?
Oh, it's only on PC.
Yeah.
But I don't know how it's working. I just see people.
Yeah, people have like built it from the ground up, I guess, and they've made it look exactly like a video game.
So how are they going to make it work? Like, is it going to be like weekly, like team of the week? You know what I mean? Like, is it just every?
I don't know how
they do whatever they want. Like, they made packs for like creators.
Yeah, they made a Nick RTFM pack, and he got like record breaker.
Like, they gave his own pack. Like whoever's making the game is like making it their own way. If that makes sense. Like they put in a pack for Nick.
I love FIFA 17. I love it.
It's crazy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Crazy,
someone said about tackle spam. No, I didn't see anything with tackles. Like the circle tackle is better, so you don't bruise at everything, but there's no spam involved because they still do the big animation. They still like really like lunge into tackle, so it's definitely a better hitbox. So like when you press circle, I feel it.
I was asking him about Bruiser as well, and he said that the reason Bruiser wasn't listed on the playstyles as like another one that's being nerfed is because the way they redid like the shoulder challenges and added the off the ball dribbling. Yeah, like Bruiser wasn't the problem. It was just the 1v1 system. But that was interesting to hear. The way he explained that.
Yeah, that's what we were trying to ask him. Like, all we do is just press X. Yeah. No one presses tackle anymore. Yeah. It seems like the hitbox is a bit bigger, and also you can bruise to someone, but then like they still keep the ball, as you say, with the off the ball dribbling. Like I think there's certain stats to it. Like you need good agility and good balance or whatever. But it's definitely a good change because. Yeah, you need Bruiser into a certain level, but I was saying to Ryan, I think anticipate will be as useful. Like you'll look at all of them.
Yeah.
Because at the minute it's just bruiser and intercept. They're the two things you look for.
Yeah. I noticed too, like when I was manually controlling a defender and they intercepted the ball, like it was sticking to their feet. Like when it was an AI interception, which wasn't happening as often, it wasn't as good of a touch on like the interception.
Yeah. That's one thing I'd tell people to like look out for. If you like control your holding midfielder, he will intercept it. And then if you don't have it on, he won't read it at all.
Okay.
Like the holding midfielder just does not read. There was one with Ryan yesterday where I like passed him striker's feet. It's like my holding midfielder just ignored it, but it's like he wasn't controlling him. So I do wonder like if people will find a way of like controlling the right player and
be able to,
it. Yeah, like the holding midfielder. But
yeah.
That's the thing as well. I know people are asking in the chat about like, oh, you're only saying this, you're only saying that. It's like we haven't played like an unlimited amount of games
we've
yet.
got like an hour or two.
Yeah, like I've had like 2 hours playing against Ryan at the minute. So you know, it normally takes weeks and months to discover everything, but we can only go off what we've seen.
Yeah, that's why I want to call you over too, because like, you know, the pro side of things, as someone who plays competitively, you're going to look at it different than I do as a 10-win weekend player.
Yeah.
You know? So
Yeah. No, I think it's because I love playing the game at that level. Like I'm just every time I get a minute, I'm like, where are they? Can I go speak to them? Like,
yeah, you are. It's true.
Like picking their brain, like trying to understand what they think and why they do it. And also, like, I know that from a pro's perspective, we want certain things a certain way, but I also understand that the game isn't just for good players. It needs to work for everyone. I think that's why the attacking AI is so important, because now anyone can go on and like you don't need to like creative run and play a lot just for your players to move. Yeah. And obviously for pros, they're just like, oh, well, we just creative run anyway. But now I feel like the movement, trying to get everyone, it's the hard balance of like, works for the pros, but it's also got to work for all levels of playing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah. I'm not sure where Ozio is at the minute, guys.
Yeah.
He's somewhere.
Yeah. I told him yesterday that I was eating lunch with him when the Barbara Lopez SBC released, and that's one of his like Evo cards, and he was loving that. That was crazy. But
how about defending with attackers though? It won't work because like the AI doesn't read. If you're holding your striker, like your midfielder won't read the pass. Your midfielder won't stop the pass for you. As well, you'll see in some of them clips they put out, like with the right back and the centre back, like when they're close to it, they don't like come and tackle the ball. So I don't think it will work. Yeah. Again, guys, I'll always leave a disclaimer. I've only played about 2 hours. You can't say like, oh, Tom, you told me that. But like I noticed defensive AI, they don't read a lot. But then the defending, like when you're holding midfielder, he'll intercept it. He definitely will intercept it. So,
and I think like there will be a couple things in the game that will change, but I feel like the feel from when I played 26 last year early here to what it was released as was really similar. Like all last year we talked about like, wow, the dribbling is crazy good, way better than it's ever been, and it was when it was released as well. So
it's one thing they tried to change it. I said like the dribbling's good, but then the jockeying wasn't good enough. It was like they addressed it in our video, the fidget spinning. They knew about it then. They said like there's too much fidget spinning. Yeah. So hopefully, I don't think the answer is slowing down dribbling. Hopefully they do speed up jockeying, and it actually works.
I think they did. That might have been. I don't know if it was in here or not. Or
the jockeying. I think they've mentioned it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because dribbling didn't need to be slowed down. It was the fact that you couldn't react to the dribbling.
Yeah. So, and that's what they even said too. They were like, we were happy with where dribbling was at, so we wanted to like level it out by buffing the manual defending and not just like nerfing.
Yeah. That is the main messaging I'm getting, like manual defending. Yeah. And manual, they want it to be manual. Like we kind of said to them, what happens after, people are going to ask for a patch. Like they're going to ask for it whatever they bring out, people are going to ask for a patch. They said their thought process will always be manual defending. Like we'll try and fix manual defending first. We won't. I think Ryan kind of said like, don't go back to AI. Like if in 2 weeks people are complaining, I think the aim is like if they're going to try and fix defending, if defending is too hard, the aim is manual defending. Yeah. So hopefully,
right.
Yeah. That will be a big change. Team press. I have asked about team press as well. I'm trying to do that as much as possible. I'm actually going to be speaking to them more today. Because the thing is with team press, and I realize it now that I'm actually like looking at the game in this light, is you can't just like stop team press from working because you need it to chase a game. Yeah. You need it to like actually get after a game.
It's a tactic that you need.
Yeah. That's where the balance is. So trying to work out like where it works best. Maybe it doesn't work around the box or whatever. I'm not sure yet. Like they're still, but they're looking into it. They're definitely, it's the first thing I I think actually, like when I introduced myself, I was like, "You're right, I'm Tom. Can we talk about team press first?" Like, that's about, I think at pro level, like team press and offside trap are two things you really need.
I heard you talking to one of the guys yesterday while you were playing, and that was like, yeah, all I do is just bam, offside trap and team press. Like, that's the pro formula.
Yeah. It's good to get them to like when they're watching me play and they can see what I'm doing on the controller. So they can understand what we're actually like.
Yeah.
Instead of just seeing it, they're actually like trying to really understand what it is.
First time through balls. I thought through balls were still good if you were aiming the right way.
Yeah.
But if you're aiming like off at all, then it's not going to go where you want it to go, and it's not going to be good.
Yeah. And I think with through balls as well, one of the biggest changes that we're still pushing and it's already been changed. Your player only runs 15 yards, so you can't like trigger a left back. Now, you know from kickoff when you trigger a left back and you switch it.
Yeah, I hate that.
You can't do it because the left back stops running.
Oh right, that's it.
Yeah, so after 15 yards, now, you know, like the deep runs with like centre mids, they can't really do them because they stop running.
Yeah,
that I'm trying to tell them like reduce the run even more because there's just that was the main problem. The runs from deep.
Like they were running across.
Yeah. You could trigger someone from centre mid, halfway line. They could run 40 yards.
Yeah.
And then they would be in. Like that was just too OP.
Yeah.
So now I noticed it like they stop running basically.
Yeah.
They stop running like after 15 because anything along the 50 meters is like unrealistic because the player's stamina and stuff shouldn't work anyway. So yeah, you'll notice that straight away. I switched it straight away. I was like, I'm going to go with my right back, get my left back to run.
Yeah.
See, I was watching the left back and he just stops.
He just stopped.
He just stops. Yeah. So
I saw people asking about timed finishing. I think it was leaked that there was going to be a change, but I haven't heard anything about time finishing or a new shooting play style or anything like that.
Oh, you got 5 gifter. Go on.
Hey, yo, Steve.
Steve. Go on, the boy.
Kev Dubs with the 7 as well. Guys, thank you for the love, man. Are you going to post your YouTube videos on your channel?
Me and Ryan are doing like a collab. Yeah.
Collab?
Like, I think Ryan's posting, but we're doing,
Yeah, plug it up. Like,
yeah. We'll be on YouTube. Me and Ryan YouTube. Like, it's like 25-minute deep dive. Just, trying to get as much as we possibly can to you guys. Yeah.
Cool.
That first time through balls, lengthy spam to my fullback. Yeah. What did you say? Can my fullback finally get it?
If my fullback not get outrun if I anticipate it.
Yeah, that's something they just mentioned to us on the video. Like, if you track it, can't remember exactly how it was, but they said like you will be able to recognize it and he'll be able to get there. Because we said like what happens like I track the run, but the through ball is still like too weighted to the attacker. So hopefully, that was one of the big things we said. Like it's too easy to get in behind, even when you track it, they can still get there. So hopefully, yeah. I always want to leave a disclaimer though, guys. We're just asking the questions. I know people like Tom, you told us everything, but
yeah. All right. Well, I saw Retro 2 Classic did ! YouTube. That's my YouTube. Tom Leese and Ryan Pessoa on YouTube. That's where their interview will be dropping probably pretty soon. And make sure you guys go and subscribe to them and check them out. But I think that is going to be all that we have today. That was a long stream. How long did we go? An hour and 8 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah. By the way, it's a pleasure to be here. I've watched Nate for a while. Like, TheFutAccountant, I'm actually on one of his streams. I've made it. Yeah.
It's so cool to be here with all these different guys and chat it up and talk it up. So,
yeah. I need some trading advice as well. We'll come to the new game. The first couple of months, I need that advice. Yeah.
Trading is peak right away. It's the best.
Yeah.
It's the best. All right, Chad. Thank you guys for hanging out today. I appreciate you. Scientist, Frederick, Wasteful, Crazy Cool Man, acceleration types. They haven't really addressed that yet. At least I haven't.
I wouldn't expect too much change from what like we haven't really been told about it. Yeah, so I wouldn't expect too much change.
Tom Leese is cool though. Love the hashtag Tom Collab.
Nice, thank you guys. Yeah, thank you.
Guys, thank you for being in the stream today. We will catch you on some more content soon. Leafs is plugging Tom and Ryan, so make sure you check those out there. And yes, Sybil, I'm gonna definitely keep talking to people about transfer bans. Don't worry. That's top of my list. All right, love you guys. See ya.
Nice one, guys.
Peace.
See you soon.